Welcome everyone to another episode of Deep Rooted. This is your host, Dominic Powell. You can catch me on Instagram at AnubisMN as well as Facebook at Dominic Powell. As well as Midnight Entertainment LLC on Facebook and Instagram. Right beside me.
How's it going, everybody? This is your host, Ornella. You can catch me on Instagram at Cameroonian_beauty15, on Facebook at Ornella Njoya, that's Njoya. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed our last episode. Can't wait to get into it.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, we back again for more than Midnight. Deeply Rooted. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook, Marquise Irvin, Instagram, YC_610 or YC_Q&A. Check in, tap in with us.
And hello everyone, my name is Aisha. I'm one of your hosts. You can follow me on Instagram at ishkapish215 and also, I guess, follow me on Facebook or add me on Facebook at Aisha FYO Powell.
You can also follow all of us at DeepRooted215 on Instagram. Go ahead and check it out, see our previous episodes, join the discussion, hit us up. But today, we're doing something a little different, okay? So our executive producer actually picked a topic for us.
Shout out to Tony the Don, y'all.
Hustle Vision Entertainment. Go follow him. So today's topic is looking down on another black person because he's into like Avengers, comics, games, stuff like that, because he's pursuing an education because he's smart. Being
considered smart or a nerd.
So go ahead and play the little screen, like a little shot from
what we gonna do, we're gonna play a little a snippet, little clip from Daylight. Go follow him. Amazing battle rapper. He's really good in the community. He from YC, a Crip, but he not like other Crips. But shout out to Daylight. But we gonna play this little clip for y'all.
What up, y'all? I just seen that video where G Herbo said that niggas who watch Marvel movies is nerds, man. What I wanna say is, we as black men, we gotta stop saying shit like that. Why? For years, I also ran by that logic. When I was coming up, I used to be like, man, that nigga nerd, he a nerd. That nigga smart ass nerd type nigga. Why do we as black people still look down on being smart? This type of mentality gotta change. And I learned that once I got older. I started to look at all the niggas that I called nerds and then all the niggas that I need in today's time. Web designers, program designers, stage lighting, the nigga who made Pro Tools, the nigga who made Phantom Power, the nigga who made the iMac. Niggas drive Bentleys. Ain't Bentley a nerd? To be 100% honest, black people need less street niggas and more nerd. What up, y'all?
And that was Daylight, y'all. Make sure y'all go follow him, check him out, check out his battles. That boy fire, man. Well,
so what do you guys think about this subject?
It's definitely a big issue in the black community. It's like a lot of other issues, but it's one of them things that swept under the rug.
I agree with him because growing up, just like him, I subscribe to the same thing. Like, if you were into comics, if you were into games, you was a nerd. You was considered a nerd. If you were like, pursuing school and everything, getting good grades in school, thought you was a nerd. And then over time, I started getting out of that mentality simply because after I started playing more video games and got into comics, as well as collecting Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Too.
Yeah.
I started to be considered a nerd when I started getting better grades in school because, 6th grade, I failed 6th grade, and after I did that, I was like, yo, that's not cool. After how I felt from failing a grade, I didn't want to go through that again. You know, the disappointment with my mother and everything. She was doing everything that she could to make sure that we was good. I didn't want her to feel, you know, any type of way about that. You know, I didn't want to disappoint her anymore, and I didn't want to feel that disappointment in myself from that. So I started hitting the books hard and everything. You know, I'm still a gamer to this day. I still like love comic books, love the comic book movies, in the process of creating my own comic book. But it comes a time where we get older, and the people that we picked on for what we consider being a geek, being a nerd, are the people that we actually need.
Because they actually know.
And
you know, a lot of the time, do you think that most of the times that people like call people nerds or, you know, belittle them for actually taking school and games and stuff seriously because they're different? Because it's a lot of people who take pride in making everybody laugh in the class, but then they're failing, or, you know, at home it's not right. So they probably try to use that as a defense mechanism. Like, you know what, I'm not as smart as him, but he's a nerd anyways. You know, something to try to put up a wall because that's someone who's doing something differently. Because a lot of the times when people are in school and are, even if they're in a workplace or something like that, and you're calling somebody a nerd, that's already showing them that you kind of feel they're superior to you. In a way.
Basically,
whenever you express yourself like that, like you express
generally
yourself
do that.
openly, that's
So,
usually
like,
how
you
you
know,
feel inside about yourself.
To take the problem away from what you're going through, to make yourself seem better than what you are. Because usually people that are experiencing something at home or aren't getting good grades themselves, do that.
And I know that
just
because
to make themselves feel better.
It was a lot of times like in school, because for me, like, and people will laugh at me to this day, like if I got a B, I was disappointed in myself. And people was like, yo, you
had to be the honor.
Look, it's an 87. I'm like, but it's an 87. I could have had all A's. And they're like, you're a nerd. And I'm like, but like when you think about how, like, where it gets you in life, it's okay to be that. Because me being all of my books and stuff like that got me a scholarship to Temple. And, you know, even with other people, like, it gets you into different places. And a lot of people will look simply at your grades and be like, okay, well, I see their grades. I know they put the effort. Because sometimes it's not even about you being smart. It's just the effort. And, like, you teaching yourself and stuff like that.
At the end of the day, the fact of the matter is, like, you putting yourself first and, like, your education. And you just want to be better. Like, so if you taking your education serious and you in school and stuff, like, why the hell would you bash another, like, a black person trying to be, like, why would, like, what is bad about being smart, being intelligent? And that's the reason why, you know, most of our intelligent and, like, higher processing minds is, like, working with white people. Or, like, they become recluses and they don't involve themselves in the black communities as much as they should. Because they've been looked down upon and frowned upon for so long, like, you don't even want to be a nerd. Like, I remember I got to a point like that, like, because, you know, I used to always watch anime, watch cartoons, draw, like I was super artsy, like, always into technology and electronics. Like, I could fix, like, pretty much any electronic by just looking at it. Like, and a lot of the people that I used to hang around with, I mean, I was weird to them. Or, like, I mean, how you so smart, this, that, and the third? Like, why ain't you smart? Like, why ain't you on the same level as me? Why don't you strive to be that?
Because, like, you know, growing up in the hood, you see where you at. And that's
why
actually
would
the
you
way
want
for
better?
you to get out of there, you know? That's how you get better.
But people want to be stuck. Like, and I, like, that's the difference between, like, niggas and black people. Like, you gotta want better for not only yourself but for your community, like, and you gotta take things serious, like your education and all that shit. And then, like, you be looking back fucking 15 years later in hindsight, like, dang, maybe I should have did better in school, or maybe I should have listened to the nerd bull, or I should have paid more attention to the smart guy. Because, like, when it came down to it, Like all the homies that was talking shit or like saying I was a nerd, this and the third, they was the main ones that was cheating off me on my test. Like,
yep, that's
so, like,
yeah,
that's funny because
and
it's
then
so
like
serious.
even now, like those is the dudes that, you know what I mean, probably went through the worst of positions and experiences in life, whether it be jail, you know, just being like just not being in the position that they should see themselves in, like at the present time, or just, you know, just getting caught up in the streets, like, you know what I mean, getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, it was like I grew up in like a very strict family. Usually African families are in terms of school.
So, I don't think I ever met like a laid back African family. Like, ever.
Yeah, you have to be a doctor or a surgeon all day, every day. So for me, like I was used to like being called smart or like being, you know, excluded from like the cool kids crowd. And I was fine, like honestly I was fine with it because I've always been kind of an introvert. So if you really like wanted to get to know me, like you had to, like I'm not about like
really
any fake, I'm not
Yeah.
about any fake stuff. So
Yeah.
I was usually fine like hanging out on my own, you know. And because I guess like my French was more I don't know what to like, I don't know how to say it, but like
You use more
like
fluent.
yeah, and I spoke better French than like most
English.
people I encountered, and my accent also in French was different. That like people would, you know, say that like I'm trying to sound white.
You spoke
Like
That's a
it more
crazy-
proper.
yeah,
Like
I
here
spoke
in America,
proper
like
French.
you know, we kind of do broken English, but people that speak more proper, we call them Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I got that all the time, and the fact that I also had family living in France and like coming to visit us during the summers like did not help with that. People would be like, "Oh, you're trying to sound like them, you're trying to be like them." And I'm like, have
It's
you
just
heard?
the
Like
language.
I literally sound like a mouse. Like whatever I do in any language, my voice is different, and this is not just like in English. I'm stuck with it, so take it or leave it. You know, but it like I agree with all of you. Like it's not cool to like, you know, fail. It's not cool to be like dumb. I'm gonna use that word, but it's not cool to like, you know, not strive for more because you're afraid of being called a nerd, whatever. If anything, that should be a compliment because it means that you really apply yourself
But you
into
know,
things that
you
you
know
care
what the
about.
even crazier thing about that is? They call you a nerd, but then they feel some type of way when people call them stupid. Like, but you are. That's what you are.
Yeah,
like,
like,
you,
'cause
like
if I am a nerd. What are you?
Yeah, like
This is the thing,
You not what I am.
This is the thing. Usually, when it comes in terms of that, the person will be like, "Oh, you smart, huh? You getting all the hundreds and stuff. You think you better than me?
Yeah.
Or, you
think
can
I'm
talk
better than you.
proper.
I'm just
You
doing
can talk
what I'm
proper and stuff. You think you better than me? Da 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 da.
But
well, in all actuality, it's them that thinks you're better. You don't think
Yeah.
you're better.
Yeah,
I'm
than
about to
me.
say
you're
it's
just
them
doing your own
psychologically
thing. Yeah.
because they're already defeated themselves inside.
Mhm.
So that's where the hatred comes in at, and they try to call you anything to kind of throw you off.
They
That's
let
where-
whoever got them that way to defeat them, and then they just went along with it. They completely gave up. So now they want to put other people in the position that they're in. Because, like the saying goes, misery love company.
Exactly.
Yes, it does.
And that's one of the biggest things right there because like if you like that's one of the it's a saying that somebody said. It was like you're only as successful as the people that surround you. And a lot of the times you'll have friends like that, and sometimes you gotta step back and look because I've had a lot of friends in the past that'll be like, you know, you don't have to go that hard in school, and like just telling you like it's okay to just chill and relax and just be like them. Because a lot of people don't want you to outshine them. And you know, that's one of the reasons why they probably call smart people nerds. So that because a nerd, when you think about it, that wasn't something you wanted to be called, even though it means good things for you. Like it's not something you want to be called, especially the way that they would say it to you. be like, you're just a nerd, and you just be like, well, dang. Like,
from where we come from, like, you know what I mean, the black community, like, from the rip, like, that shit was the thing not to be.
Yeah.
Like, from the jump.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I can think back, like, anything that wasn't deemed normal in the hood or the urban community, whether it be, like, drawing, fucking, like, simple stuff, like reading a book. Like, it would be it would be times I would just be reading a book. What the hell you reading? That's some old nut shit. You weird. Like, I'm weird for reading a book.
Look, first thing they ask you, did they assign that to you for school? No, I'm just reading
I'm
this for
just
my
reading a
pleasure.
book.
And they look at you even crazier, like, what?
You reading a book that ain't nobody tell you had to read? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to me. Like, and I look back at this shit now, like, yo, like, that type of peer pressure and stuff really, like, affected things that, like, I could have did, like, in regards to school, education and stuff, like, me listening to other people.
Yeah, I agree, because in school, once I started subscribing to that and I started feeling and everything, I started to realize that it's a lot of stuff that I can't even do later on in life, as far as, like, you know, because I messed up my GPA with that, and then because I started hanging out more in the streets and everything. And this is the thing, like, our mother raised intelligent kids. All of us can easily have the A/B honor roll, if not the all A honor roll. But it was just like, I got bored with school. I started, like, you know, hanging out with the wrong people, doing the, like, same things that they were doing. And lucky for me, though, in my later years and stuff, those same people was like, yo, you're an artist. Like, you know, you could do better than this. And they ended up helping me, like, guide me back on the right way. And so they started keeping me away from, like, all the drama, all the bullshit, all the nut shit. And they, you know, helped me out to where I am. So when I did go to college, though, you know, my GPA was all right, because it wasn't as high as it was supposed to be, I always wanted to do game design. But because I started fucking up and I stopped, like, you know, doing my work like I'm supposed to, because I started feeling that doing game design, my GPA wasn't high enough for me to do that. So I had to settle for something else, graphic design, which graphic design I ended up starting in and loved it. But yeah, like, that's one thing that if we see going on, we actually need to step up and handle that. We need to, like, you know, that right away. Because one thing you don't want to do is sit here and bully a person and fuck up their you know, their self-esteem, because them thinking they're a nerd is actually going to isolate them. It's going to make them feel isolated. If we talk about black love, if we talk about black empowerment, that's one thing that we need to tackle also. And that's bullying amongst ourselves. Because we already know in the long run, we're going to need that person. Whether it's to do our taxes, whether it's to be an accountant, whether it's to, like, you know, do lighting for us for shows, we're going to need these people. Open a bank account with the bank that they open up, we're going to need these people. So,
and that's a funny thing, because I actually know how to do my taxes well myself, and, like, I don't gotta go to H&R Block or none of that. Like, and these is things that you just pick up and you can learn. Like, if you actually put your mind to it, like, and me doing your own taxes, opening a business, being a financial advisor. Like, you don't need degrees for this stuff, but, like, it's better if you do. But at the same time, you gotta put in the effort, and you gotta seek the knowledge, and, like, have the wisdom and have the drive to actually want to be these things and do these things. Like, nobody's going to teach you this shit.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So just go ahead and let us know what you think about the topic, and any input is definitely necessary if you want to. So, and also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and also click that bell notification so that you can have, I guess, the first drop for our shows.
Don't forget about that call-in feature.
Oh yeah.
In the Anchor app.
You could be part of the conversation.
All donations, our charitable funds are appreciated. We'll see y'all after the break.
We'll be back with another segment.
You know what time it is. Time to buy some merch. Thanks for supporting the podcast. Visit the Midnight Entertainment store on teespring.com. Take advantage of our sale on all new merchandise from smartphone cases to brand new Deep Rooted Podcast apparel and accessories, as well as Midnight Entertainment apparel and accessories. From book bags, pillows, everything you need, you can get it right here. And guess what? Free shipping. All you need is promo code RECONNECT in all caps. That's RECONNECT in all caps. Stay tuned for the next segment. Subscribe, hit the bell notification below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Rooted Podcast. So we're going to get on to our segment of the Entrepreneur of the Week. And this week we're going to be actually talking about this shop. It's called Nebushe. So that's it's N''Bushe. And this is actually a shop, a black-owned business that's ran by a mother and daughter. And they specialize in all natural hairstyles and stuff like that. Mainly, you know, locks and stuff like that. Because y'all know my little nails up here, you know. But I actually liked and wanted to talk about this salon because I liked the atmosphere inside, and also not only was it because it was a black business, but because, you know, it was the conversation in the shop that pulled me in. Because they were also talking about, like, you know, how our black people have lost their roots and, you know, getting back to the black culture and also spirituality. And it was a whole bunch of stuff that I liked about the shop. But for this week, I definitely wanted to make sure that I shouted out Nebushe. I'll definitely be back for my retwist.
Let the people in the Philadelphia area know where it's located.
So it's located on 55th and Chancellor. So that's going to be in West Philly. And make sure to go check it out if you have a chance. And I'll be due for my retwist too.
Alright, so we'll be back with our second segment. See you guys soon. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. First off, we want to thank everyone that will continually listen to us, that will continually viewing us, that were continually supporting us since our first episode up until now. So we want to give all of you a shout out from the Deep Rooted family.
Shout outs to you.
Everybody, you're going to shout out?
Oh, we appreciate you and thank you for sticking along with us.
I don't know which camera to look at.
Look, I'm sitting here in my head. I'm like,
you're gonna laugh.
Thank you for the support.
But what we're going to do now, we're also going to go on another subject that our executive producer picked for us.
Shout out Tony the Don, executive producer / beat maker extraordinaire. Go holler at my man on beatstar.com/Tony the Don. He got some things for you.
So, this segment, we're going to speak on, y'all ready? Relationships in the workplace. Shazam!
You seem very inspired by this one, so why don't you get us started?
Thrown under the bus.
Go ahead.
Cold-blooded.
Go ahead, Cheryl, ride the bus.
So, relationships in the workplace. That's a hard one because it determines, it's like, whether it's good or bad is determined by the people involved. Whether it could be something successful where you actually, like, you know, meet someone that you could have a great relationship with at the workplace, or you meet someone and you're just like looking to do what you do, and it ends up making it awkward around the workplace.
Okay, so let me ask all of you a question. In your job experience, have you ever, you know, had a relationship with someone in the workplace?
Yes.
Never.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's what
See,
I'm
look,
saying.
we're
I
like
was
never.
You
never.
seem really inspired by this one. That's why I said go ahead. But when it comes to me, I like. Of course, I've had like people eyeing me and stuff, and like trying to make moves.
What
but
do you expect?
I
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
They
or
want some of that
expect you
Cameroonian
to do
beauty.
what you do.
Cameroonian beauty, you know. They like that.
But
They like that. That's
I
something they never had before.
I guess so.
You gotta understand it.
But it's only one of me.
You walk in the room, they're like, hey.
Look at that girl. But
Who is
anyways, I feel like it's a very delicate topic, and in order, like you said, like it depends on the people involved, because even if it goes wrong, you have to have the maturity to
Leave it outside of the workplace.
exactly, because like not everybody needs to know your business, and not everybody needs to suffer the consequences of your bad breakup or whatever, because it will also affect other coworkers.
Yeah, like they used to tell us in the Marine Corps, you keep all your personal shit at home. Don't bring that to the workplace.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna do nothing but cause problems.
Yeah.
Not for you or your significant other, or whosoever it may be that you're involved with at the workplace, but you really shouldn't be doing it in the first place. But like, it's just gonna cause conflict in between just your fellow co-workers or your boss or whatever, because like drama comes with that. Like no matter like how you think you the smoothest person, or you think like none of that, like no, something's gonna happen, whether it be one of y'all feeling some type of way, catch him talking to another person. It may not even be on no, trying to get involved with each other type time, but like it could be just a cordial conversation, and then one of y'all might take it the wrong way.
Yeah, jealousy when it comes to workplace relationships.
It's like it's worse in the workplace.
Because you gotta be around that person.
And that's what people don't understand. Even though you can be speaking to someone on something that's work related or like whatever they're going through, or just because you're cool with it, if that person misunderstands their situation and think like like you're trying to get at them, it's gonna cause problem in the workplace, and then it's gonna make things even more awkward.
Yeah. Not only that, you can have the insecurities of the significant other.
See, the reason why I never like pursued a relationship or none of that in the workplace is because like I'm a big person and like separating business from pleasure. Like number one, I feel like it might just be me, but like if I go to work, I feel like that's my time to
People
just
think
focus
that
on work.
Pleasure is their business.
Well, I'm not a porn star, so I mean it's not gonna revolve around that. But like for me, like I like to leave my relationship at home. Not saying like I'm not in a relationship when I get to work, but like I want to focus on work so that I can be the best that I can be when I'm at work. And I feel like people to me will be a distraction when I'm at work, especially like even when I was at Chick-fil-A. Like I just never wanted to talk to people, like because here's the thing, I know me, and I know it's very hard for me to like just put stuff to the side. I'm a person that's very spiteful. Yeah. And like
my whole thing is like
if we get into it, if we get into it, I feel like I'm not. I mean, I can be a bigger person and put it to the side, but my face will tell it all. My actions will tell it all. Yeah. Like I'm not the type of person that can just hide it. It is not like intentional, but it's just a, like I don't know. I think I'm probably like the devil.
It's just hard to mask.
It just sits and burns inside of me all day, and just seeing you all day at work, it probably just make me want to fight you. So I just can't.
You're gonna be like, look at him, all chill, like everything is cool. Meanwhile, he's just trying to keep it like a professional.
He just trying to do his job.
You're just like
just trying to do my job.
Whatever extra. Like aggressive.
Look how he flipping them birds. Calm down, dude.
Because that's the thing. When it comes to relationships, like, you know, creating a relationship in the workplace, it's all about, one, separating the personal life from the business life, and also having that professionalism when you're at work.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any bad experiences?
I have.
Have I?
I mean,
yes.
Just tell us.
Go ahead, put it on the table.
Put
it on the table, Dom.
I mean, like, you seem like you're holding yourself back, so I'm just
probing
trying to release you.
That's what we call probing. To release you. Release you from the pain.
Go ahead,
Pain
tell
of your
us.
life.
No, so without putting any names out there, where, you know, me and Queez came from working and stuff, there were a lot of workplace relationships that were going on. No,
Oh, there were
because we work at the same place. We work at the same place, but no.
Don't look at me. Listen.
But nah,
Well.
I was over there for a little
there
bit.
was a young lady that we were friends before we actually like started pursuing from what I figure, pursuing a relationship. We would go out and everything. Always go out to eat, you know, we knew each other, family. But it was like when I was ready to pursue more with her, I don't know where, like, you know, it happened at, but there was some kind of miscommunication, and with all of, like, with us spending this amount of time together, me meeting her kids, somebody else came into the picture.
Yeah, that's usually it.
So, like, on her end?
Mm-hmm.
So you were the salty one?
Yeah. I think I was the side piece.
You might have been
I think I was the side piece. But
you might have been a muse.
that kind of made it awkward at work, because I didn't even find out until sometime later, due to me hitting her up and wanting to take her and her kids out to an event, where she told me, you have to stop, you know, hitting me up. My man thinks that there's something going on between us.
Excuse me?
Oh.
And that's when I was like, okay, all right, or yo, say less.
So you weren't able to get past that awkwardness and get to the business. You just felt awkward.
Nah, it made it awkward after that. Because this whole time, I'm sitting here thinking we're building something. I'm like spending a lot of time. I'm coming out of my way. Like, I live all the way in West Philly. I'm going all the way to North Philly just to see you and stuff and chill with your family and everything. And then it turns out like
you thinking you building.
Uh-huh.
And then they stopped you when you made it to the ceiling.
I'm a placeholder. I was a placeholder.
You was building and they stopped you when you made it to the ceiling.
So did she still try to like continue like conversation in the workplace, like everything was normal?
Every now and then. That's what made it awkward, because it was kind of like she was like,
don't even say nothing.
I would try to like cut it off, but then I got the person, because I'm not showing them any attention anymore, will reach out to me, basically sending me mixed signals.
I'm petty.
But you apparently you have a man.
Crush me.
But you're working together, so that's
See, that's why like I'm a firm believer in like just keeping it straight professional. If we're not talking about work or games, that's the most you can talk to me outside of work, playing the game. But if we already went too far. Yeah, look, we can ride around on GTA, but that's about it. Okay, so what are some of the pros and cons that you think you come along with?
Ain't no damn pros in that shit.
You don't feel like it's no pros with it?
Well, with pros, you can meet the love of your life.
Sex whenever you want?
No, but I mean, sometimes you have some people that actually, like, it works out. Like, they meet in the workplace, and then they actually go a lot further than just the sexual piece. But, like, I feel like that's super rare. I feel like it's super rare.
Yeah.
It's definitely a rarity.
You both would have to have like the same interest in it.
Yeah.
For it to be any type of pros to it. If both of you are just doing it because you're attracted to each other, I guess that could be a pro. But it all comes in terms of both of you having the same interest.
Yeah, I gotta have mutual goals and interests in life.
Yeah, but
and the mutual understanding.
Yeah, you have to talk and really be honest. And I feel like it goes like that goes for every relationship. Really having the honesty and the communication so that nobody gets hurt, even if things have to come to an end. But for pros, there's definitely a lot. There's like awkwardness, especially if your other coworkers knew about it. Now it's like all awkward. Everybody's involved.
What happened with you and such and such?
Yeah, and people taking sides. And like you mentioned earlier, if you like talking to like another coworker from the other gender, and the person is looking at you with a side eye, like, oh, you're already like moving on to somebody else, even though you're just like having a friendly conversation.
Insecurity, like that's just wow. Like that's I think one of the bigger issues, like when you deal with a person in the same workplace, like just the insecurities, especially if they know like you're an attractive man or vice versa.
If you're gifted.
Yeah, if you're blessed with the gift, the gift of gab or the gift of other things. But yeah, like you just gotta understand, like your significant other is gonna get that extra attention, and you just gotta take what comes with it. Like you can't be insecure about it, like, cause then like that's you showing your weakness and your flaws, and the person may not like that. Like I know for a fact I don't like an insecure woman, like because I'm just like when it comes down to it, like I'm not like a super duper social person, but like once I get to know you and like we get intimate, like I'm not talking about sex, because intimacy is just like, if you look at the definition, it's literally getting to know one another on a deeper level. So
wait. Explain it to everybody again.
The definition of intimacy is not anything sexual at all. The definition of intimacy is literally just you getting to know your significant other better and on a deeper level.
But are we talking about insecurity or like territorialism, I guess? Like when a woman is territorial versus being insecure?
Because
I don't know, because they like territorialism and insecurities can kind of play into each other.
But here's the thing that you also said that I kind of agree with you but disagree with. You can know that your significant other is attractive, but here's the thing. Women also can pick up on whether another woman is flirting with you or not, even though that goes over your head. Most of the times, women.
It's not even the fact that it goes over.
No, sometimes it does. Sometimes a woman could be blatantly like,
yeah, sometimes it can.
Staring deep in your eyes and like touching your shoulder.
Yeah, but like sometimes a man will just not even give a fuck.
But that's the man.
Yeah, that's the man.
That's the man.
Like I don't be caring, like.
Yeah,
because I run into that a lot. Like you ain't see how she was looking at you, and she is the way she talking. Like
because here's the thing: like, if it was vice versa, and like a guy was resting his hand on my shoulder, or like if a guy is like ha ha ha, and he like touches the small of my back. You're going to pick up on it because at the end of the day, that's what men do. But different. Females know what other females do.
Right.
Like, it's subliminal stuff. So, it's not just your girl being insecure. Sometimes we see stuff way before y'all do.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand that. But just, like, bring that to me. Like, don't start no craziness out in the middle of nowhere when we just out having a good time and then... It's just like, what the fuck is that? Like, no, just like pull me to the side and like, yo, like I'm not appreciating the way that like you ain't see how homegirl was rubbing your hand and all that. Like, what's up with you?
Yeah.
Like, just do that. Like, we don't gotta be extra. Like, that's the thing with black people. Like, we always extra when it comes to this type of thing. Like, just relax, take that breath. You know what I mean? If you gotta get your 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Count down from 10 and then we can go to the side and have a conversation about it. Like,
I also, one factor that plays into it, let me just say this, is the fact that sometimes you already know, like, sometimes you also know that, like, your significant other might not be the most trustworthy person and actually play into it, you know, and then they come and act all oblivious, like, I don't know what she was doing. When in fact they know and they kind of enjoy it. So I feel like like you have to be
you do get
secure.
that.
You have to have like security in your relationship and know that and trust your significant other to know that they wouldn't play
My
into
thing is
anything like that.
a high level of consideration
Yeah.
is needed. A high level. Like, especially if you're in a relationship, it's not a lot of people that think of it like this, but this is the way that I think of like my relationships. Like, we're reflections of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So whether we're witty, whether we're together or out alone, I'm going to conduct myself a certain way just for the simple fact you're a reflection of me, I'm a reflection of you. I don't want nobody looking at me no type of way like, yeah, what the hell's wrong with him? And then like you calling my lady, I mean like, yo, what's up with your man? He out here doing this, that, and third.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. I don't want nobody calling me like, yo, I just seen your girl, she out here in summer dresses, and I just seen her talking to this dude at the bar. Like,
Yeah.
that type of stuff should not even be happening, especially when you're in a relationship.
What about if you go into business with each other?
Going into
Like,
business with your
That's a
partner.
little.
Yeah, with
After
your
the
partner.
relationship or like in your relationship?
Let's put it like this: either you hiring this person and you ended up having a workplace relationship with them, or you coming into the workplace together.
I feel like that's too confusing. Like starting a business, that's already like a very sensitive thing to do. So if you want to bring on like unstable, because let's be
If
honest,
you
in the
don't have-
beginning you really don't know each other like
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So like bringing them to that level with you might get like it might mess up your the business that you're trying to start in
If
the
you
first
don't have
place.
mutual goals, ideas, and like a end game, then I would advise you don't even do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at a lot of movies and stuff, we see that there's like a lot of like bosses that end up sleeping with like secretaries, stuff like that, and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's corporate America, for the most part.
But what we want to do, we want to applaud everyone that's been listening since this first episode, and that's
Thank
still
you.
listening here today.
Thank you. We appreciate y'all.
Welcome back.
Oh, Aisha.
Because I think that was Wink that just started FaceTiming me.
Okay, edit it. So you're gonna have to edit this in.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, everybody. Like we had some technical difficulties. So
Very technical.
my question was, what about you having a business and you hiring someone and meeting that person, like creating a relationship with that person that you hired on business?
I think that it's a very sensitive thing because
Super sensitive.
yeah, because like if it's a business that you're just starting, then you don't want anything threatening it because literally like it's at its like first stages. It's basically your
Fragile.
baby, you know.
Fragile.
So you don't want anything that can jeopardize that. Well, as far as like you having a business and then hiring somebody, that could also send like mixed signals. So I would advise against it altogether.
Yeah, me too. Because
Especially if y'all haven't been together for years and y'all truly don't know each other.
Yeah.
All right. So what we want everyone to do, we want to appreciate you for one, sticking with us from our first episode up until now.
7 episodes, man.
And then two, like we always say, join the discussion. Like, comment, subscribe. Use the donation feature for the Anchor app.
Call in.
Call in.
Do what you gotta do, man.
You know, we want to hear your opinions also.
Yeah.
We need all the love and support.
Mm-hmm. Again, you can catch
Help us help y'all.
You can always catch us on our individual Facebooks, our individual Instagrams,
Yeah.
or you can reach all of us on the Deep Rooted 215 Instagram.
Do not be a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we definitely talk back to you, and we
Yeah.
actually want your we want to know your feedback and anything that you think.
We want your opinions. Even if you got a couple topics that you feel is the mood to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
If you want to suggest any topics, definitely. We're willing to talk about anything.
For sure.
So from the Deep Rooted family, from the Midnight Entertainment family, from the Hustle Vision Network / Entertainment family, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Thank you.
Holla at y'all.